Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. My name is Todd. This is the reaction stream. All these videos you're about to see are all member requested off toddreacts.com. I hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. Lots of scary movies and all that good stuff. We are in Spooky Week. We are in Spooky Week. I do have some ideas for Thursday. Programming note: Friday's stream is going to be Thursday. It'll be posted on Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, literally nothing will change. But if you want to be part of the stream, got to be here on Thursday, and it's going to be good. It's going to be a decent one. I have something up my sleeve. I will not talk further about it, but it should be pretty fun. What's up, Jace? Welcome in. Happy Monday, of course. Another week. Yes, they just keep coming, folks. All right. Like I said previously, we'll get this out of the way and get into those videos. ToddReacts.com, the season tier and the series tiers are the ones you're looking for. Those are the video requesting tiers. So check that out. In the accessories currently available, the top 6 are the most new in the store. So check those out. And of course, we have all these lovely items from collections past that you can check out. Ships worldwide. Members save 15% on every order. The winter collection is coming live in just over 3 days. 3 days, 6 hours, and 50 minutes. As you can see at the top of the website. You can't really see it on stream, but if you're there, you can see it. All right. And, of course, if you're already there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it greatly. Doesn't mean anything monetarily, but it does help out the channel, just kind of bolster itself. And obviously it tells the algorithm, hey, I like this. I want to see more of this. So it helps you, it helps me, and it's totally free. That's the beauty of the subscribe button. So go ahead and hit that. There's over 1,100 videos. 1,100 videos. Indeed, very exciting. New merch. It is a colder climate coming up for probably a majority of you. So they're going to be a little thicker. It's going to be a little heavier and all that good stuff. And cozy is a good word. I like the word cozy because that describes it perfectly, and you'll understand why very soon. I like dropping little nuggets of foreshadowing. All right, and of course, last but certainly not least, the Discord. The lovely, amazing Discord. Lots of wonderful folks already in there. It's totally free to join. You can put your opinions, make them be known, all that good stuff. Posts, social media, screen grabs, videos, react live with other members during, live performances, concerts, all that good stuff. It's pretty amazing. The Zinunu crowd was having some fun. Over the weekend for sure. 262 members. Thank you, Jace. 262 strong. Not bad. I like it. We are a slow, growing community is what we are. And glowing, I suppose. We are. Some of us are, some of us aren't, I suppose. But, yeah, go ahead and join. As you can see at the top, it does tell you when I'm live, which is super handy, of course. And I do try to keep that as accurate as humanly possible. So, yeah. Join us today. Let your opinions be known, all that good stuff. And if you don't see a topic that you'd really like to talk about and discuss, you could certainly do so. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get ready for these videos. Like I said, it is Halloween week, so these are going to have kind of a more spooky tinge to them, I suppose. I did make sure to pull a couple videos to the side and kind of leave it for this week. So that should be kind of the theme over the next 2 streams. So just a heads up there. But this first one is, well, it's not so much. It's not terrifying at all, actually. As you can see from the thumbnail, it's not terrifying. But it is TutorYim, private but not secret, barely private. We're going to start off with TutorYim. Then we have a Bates Motel video, Harper's Island, In the Flesh, and then we're going to have a compilation of just kind of juxtaposed a bunch of different horror films into one compilation. We'll see how many we can name. We'll try to figure that out. I'm not the greatest at horror movies just because I'm terrified of them. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll give it a try. I will give it a try. And Yim is known affectionately as an alien. That fits, sort of. You know what? That kind of does. That kind of does. I have seen a lot of alien costumes over the years. What's going on, Cookie? Welcome in. All right, TutorYim, private but not secret. Not secret. Trying to make things fit. Hey, you know what? It kind of does. I will grant it that. Oh my gosh. Taylor Swift jump scare. Oh my gosh. I had my music on, or my headphone in way too loud. Oh my gosh. Woo. Bye-bye eardrums, yeah. Oh my gosh. That was something.
Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the just meet me at just meet me at it's so sweet. Don't you love me?
ในวงใครชอบกันไม่รู้แต่เต้ยยินชอบกันแน่ๆอันนี้เป็นข่าวลือหรือเปล่า
Very secret, yes. Very private. Oh my gosh.
คือเขาไปรักกันยังไงเฮ้ยไม่ ไม่ อันนี้คือจริงๆ อันนี้คือจริงๆหมายถึงไว้ใน MV ใช่ก็คือแบบไม่ได้
Oh my gosh.
I love you I love you too
Just trying to show off. Oh, okay.
ขับไปที่คนละที่พูดจริงกับเล่าเลยแม่ถามว่าเต้ยยิมเป็นแฟนกันจริงแบบ
ก่อนนี้บอกให้แม่คนเดียวว่าจริง
ออกมาถามเลยว่าล่ะกล้ามาแล้ว
มันเป็นบอยแบนด์หรือเป็นแฟนกัน
เป็นแฟนกันดีกว่า
And things they came
Eat your heart out, single people. Oh my gosh. Obviously, the thorns have been taken out.
Call me obsessed. It's not your fault that they heard about me.
บอกฝันดีที่ไหน
It's my right to be hellish. I still get
ตื่นบ้างก็ได้นะไม่ต้องฝันบ่อย
sexy, beautiful. Just when hitting you, I know I'll never be the same. It's you, babe. And never something for the way that you move, babe. And never try to run, but it will be useless. You're
เราจะมาชิมเค้กนะครับมาผิดก้อนช้อนนี้
จบไรได้ไหมอุ้ย
ปกติก็กินมาหลายปีนี่ก้อนเนี้ย
หนูค่อยๆเบาๆลูกเบาๆเบา
Cut that.
จุกทีก็
Cut that.
ๆเป็นเรื่องของสีแดงโอ้ยเติมพันแล้วเหลือง
Oh my gosh.
มองหน้าเขาสิเวลา
Dangerous on live. Oh my gosh. That was wild.
เขาจะแบบว่าพ่อแม่ติวเตอร์ไม่เขาเรียกว่าชีวิตที่อยู่กับเราไปจนไม่
นี่วางแผนการไกลไว้แล้วเหรอ
ยังไม่ได้วางอยู่ภายในใจบ่อยเกินไปโอ้ภายในใจเป็นหมื่นล้านคำผ่านโดนแน่
เซนเตอร์กับพุงแมวอะไรนุ่มกว่ากันนี่จะเป็นแก้มบุ๋ม
It's like a grandma coming up to you and pinching your cheeks. I don't know if you've experienced that, but it's the only reference I have for that.
ผมอะก็จะแรกสอดแรกผมแบกเงินมา2แขนผมอะดาวรถไป200,000ได้ผิดตีเป็นของแท้ผมอะดูเธอ move like that อยากจะเข้าไปกับแท้ผมอะผมก็โดนแทงยิ่งไม่ส่ง
Self-care. Had a drunk roomie suddenly be obsessed with my dimples and pitching my cheeks. No. Oh no. You have to sit down and have one of those conversations like, we're taking this roomie thing a little too far.
She been my queen since we were 16. We want the same things, we dream the same dreams. Alright. I got it all, cause she is the one. Her mom calls me love, but dad calls me son. Alright. Study slow, get faster. She gon' work some more, work some more. No, something enough.
That's one way to do it.
She started dancing, sexual.
Very interesting. I don't think I've seen it done that way yet.
แล้วแฟนยืนหล่อก่อนนะ
It's Miss Moscato, it's Prince in the bottle, it's Nicki full throttle, it's oh.
เดี๋ยวสาวๆก็มาจีบหรอกดูฝรั่งเต็มไปหมด
จีบเตอร์ไหมฮะจีบเตอร์ไหม
ถ้าจีบติวเตอร์ยังไม่ให้จีบ
จริงๆวันนี้ขอทิปเตอร์ได้เปล่า
ได้เลยครับติดไม่ติดเดี๋ยวค่อยว่า
I bet he secretly likes it. He's just like, you know what?
ตัวจริงอยู่แล้ว
I'm gonna make him jealous just for the fun of it.
จริงๆวันไหนไม่โดนบ่นก็จะบ่นหน่อยอะไรประมาณนี้ใช่ก็บ่นเลยก็เวลาเขาบ่นก็น่ารักดีครับผม
เจ้าเตะข้าทำไม เป็นชิ้นหมูเหรอไม่เอาไม่อยากรู้จัก
Hearing weird noises outside. I don't know what's going on. Quit being weird out there.
Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the.
It wasn't them. It wasn't them, I swear. I will say they absolutely flex the relationship
ก็ต้องตอบ
for
ว่า
sure.
ถามพวกแล้วครับ
มีกี่เปอร์เซ็นต์ก็
And it's so interesting because
Hi,
a lot of these different couples, you know, obviously, or pairings, it's not as forward, right? So it's interesting to see it so forward.
เอกของยิมก็คือการขับรถไปดูพระอาทิตย์ตอนตกดินยิมคือแบบโรแมนติกมาก
ที่พามาที่นี่ก็คิดไว้อยู่แล้วว่าแบบยิมไม่เป็นคนที่แบบชอบพระอาทิตย์ตกที่เป็นแบบพระอาทิตย์ตกเป็นวิวทะเลก็คิดว่า
Definitely a league of their own. Yeah, I tend to agree. Oh my gosh, what a view. Of course they fell over.
ต้องกินสับปะรดแก้เผ็ด ต้องกินสับปะรดแก้เผ็ดจริงๆ ถ้าเผ็ดอ่ะ มันหวาน
ไหนสับปะรด
Where's the pineapple? Here. Oh, they deleted it. The question is why? Maybe it just wasn't well lit enough. Or maybe it wasn't meant to be posted, and that was a private one. You never know.
อยากมีแฟนผมเทาต้องถามยิมเลยฮะ
Third couple behind Zanunu and MaxNet. I feel like they had to figure out how they wanted to present and what sort of couple to stand out. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's feeling from early footage and stuff. And find your place. That is well said. It does kind of make sense, right? If everybody is kind of finding their own lane, you got to find yours. Certainly, you know, you can be creative with the mascot and whatnot, but gotta stand out, you know? You're your own PR in a way. Is this an arrest? What's happening?
This time I want you, like it's magnetic. You. Super.
Hopefully there's no Tyler the Creator. Hopefully there's no Tyler the Creator this time around. If you're unfamiliar, pretty much all of his songs are being blocked. And just blocking every video Tyler the Creator's in. It's very strange. Not under arrest? What is happening? Oh, I was like, why is there no sound? New TikTok videos, not knowing much Tyler the Creator songs. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even realize it. That literally, I lost track of how many. It was like 20 videos had all been blocked worldwide. I'm like, what is going on? Obviously, Luke had his issues as well. It was a couple Queen songs and a couple Tyler the Creator for some reason.
ในวันที่เหนื่อยล้ายิมอยากให้เตอร์ทำอะไรให้ยิม
And by the way, we don't even know if it's the artist. It's just, it could be some company on behalf of the record label that's just being annoying.
Now we both look Asian. He waving and I'm drunk. I got that shit in my cup. You know what I'ma do to you? I could get real used to you. Blow, we X and we sipping on that juicy juice. That's just what she choose to do. Man, this shit be.
Slayer says pinning to the wall move is called Kabadon. I'm wrecking that word. Japanese trope word. Interesting. I feel so single. I feel like that could be the title of this edit. Look at that fluff ball. Oh my god, why do they look so caught?
Know exactly where it leads, but I watch us go round and round each time.
You got that dream, daydream look in your eye, and I got that red lip classic thing that you like. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time. 'Cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. You got that long hair.
Come see me at the hotel lobby. Girl, don't tell nobody. Ooh, it's an after party. Just only us two short. Come see me at the hotel lobby. Girl, don't tell nobody. Ooh, it's an after party. Just only us two short. Turn about, baby. May you go, may you go, may you go crazy. Turn about, baby. May you go, may you go, may you go crazy. No row, I turn right.
มือติวเตอร์อยู่แล้วผมไม่เอาคนอื่น
โอ้
Them looking at the camera at the same time while holding that puppy dog is hilarious to me. It's like,
My name is Pink and I'm really glad to meet you. You're recommended to me by some people. Hey.
เปิดคลิปมาก็พิงหัวไปแล้ว1 ที
นี่คือการ
เฮ้ยเธอแอบจุ๊บเราอ่ะ
นี่ก็
มันจุ๊บฉันทำไม
this is the clip.
แล้วมัมก็ถ่ายไปหามุมให้ผมแดกยก
เยี่ยม
นิ้วให้
เยี่ยม
1
เยี่ยมเลยหม่ำ
ยิ้มเขินไปอีก
นี่ไหลเราน่าสน
2เธอพูดอะไรอ่ะฉันแลบลิ้นให้เธอ
แล้วจุ๊บอีกทีหนึ่งนะ
เฮ้ยไม่เห็นจุ๊บฉันเลยอ่ะ
อุ้ย
เฮ้ยนี่ก่อนในที่ส่องแสงนะเนี่ย
อุ้ยใกล้สว่างแล้วตอนนี้
หรอ
เอา
เราทำอะไรกันนะ
หมดพอดี
คืนนี้ผมจำไม่ได้เลยอะแอบจุ๊บนิดนึงจุ๊บจุ๊บ
เอ้ย
มีจำได้ว่ามีจุ๊บ1 ทีเดี๋ยวรอดู
อ่า
1
มีไหม
2 3ฮึบ
Oh my gosh. Oh, I hate those little blind box things. Sometimes they put a tarantula in there. Sometimes it's just like a feather and you freak out because you're sensory overload.
บอกไม่ได้แต่ผมรู้เขาชอบจูบแบบไม่คิดชีวิตเขาเป็น
Stay hydrated out there, folks. Drink your water so you can withstand all the thirst traps. Excellent compilation. Man, Dan and Phil are killing it lately, aren't they? Killing it. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. And, of course, as always, check out their channel. They might have other edits that might interest you. And I'll throw it in the chat for those of you watching live. Let's pull up some information on TutorYim. I just saw like a little gnat like fly towards my eye. It freaked me out. What is happening right now? What is happening? All right, let's pull up some information on TutorYim. Shout out to Jace for all the help. Appreciate it greatly. This one is much shorter than the June Dunk document. In March. Oh, I should probably bring it up. That would be wise. There we go. In March, they attended a fan event in Berlin and attended lunch with Daishan As ever, James and Yim have their love-hate friendship. TutorYim fans, the doc is limited. Please send info. If you're a fan, join the Discord and help out, please. That way we can get a more rounded picture of TutorYim, of course. Oh, traumatized. Dex released a new song, Beside You, produced by The Toys, who's a big artist in Thailand. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and cover it up, just in case. People are quick to block, so I'm, weary of it.
ว่าฉันเป็นเพื่อนที่ดีสักคนหนึ่งเวลาเธอเศร้าอยากให้นึกถึงทุกครั้งที่เธอ
I like it.
มีสิ่งสำคัญที่มีบางสิ่งจะบอกที่อยากให้เธอได้รู้ใจฉันมันกังวลกลัวมันสั่น every time I see your eyes เหมือนโดนสะกดตัวลอยมอง like a bird ให้ตกอยู่ในภาวะ
I like that. It's almost like a blast from the past for like 90s R&B. Products launched with the second single. Ooh. What could it be? Oh, dang. Lyrics cards, mini standee, photo book 70 pages. Wow. Vinyl design. Cool. A random beside you card. Ooh. 9 each. Thank you card, 3D card, 1 CD. That's awesome. I love the fact that it's so involved. Like it's a box. It's a box set. It's pretty amazing. Very cool. Love that. Dex won New Artist of the Year at the Weibo Music Awards last month. Yim's post about it. Awesome. That's amazing. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Congratulations. New Artist of the Year. Dang. Tutors post about it. It's a great opportunity to be here, caption says. I mean, that's got to feel so rewarding. You put in all this work, all this practice, all this sweat and, practicing and choreography and vocal training and all this stuff, and it pays off. That's a beautiful thing. Kerr, who works for Demundi, posted these photos on Twitter. Oh, okay. If you can't forbid it, just join in, dude. Stylish as ever. Unhinged couple, as always. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Caption of follow me. Yim posting from the rehearsal room. October 25th. Or no, October 26th. My bad. Let me read dates. See? Hard work, determination, all that good stuff. Got an award and everything. That's amazing. Amazing. PDAs on TikTok. UK dates aim to confuse you. Yeah. I don't know why we do dates differently. It's just very confusing. And I'm like, wait a minute. The last one's still the year. That makes sense. And it's obviously not the 26th month. The music choice, though. A photo shoot for Astral Magazine. Wow. Rose petals. Cool, cool, cool. Leather. Rose petals 7 months ago. That kind of makes sense, right? Calendar-wise. Very cool. Apple a day. I don't know why that just went in large. They're both so beautiful. They look amazing. Those are the comments. Tutor and Jinmu. Oh my gosh, not the glasses. Not the glasses. Happy belated birthday. Somebody said 2 cats. The glasses, though. That's adorable. Jimu's got an Insta too. What? Oh my gosh. Somebody just went to a bath. Oh gosh, the glasses. Freddie's never worn the kitty birthday hat. He chooses violence. Yeah. Some are like, yeah. And then some are like, I will rip your face off. Okay, here's the duality there. Some are on the left, and then some are on the right. That's funny. The duality of Kitty. Very, very cool. Earlier this year, TutorYim celebrated their 4th anniversary. Just like Junedunk, right? Tutor has his own clothing line, Vibe Planet. Ooh, okay. Let's check it out. Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Looks like really good material, too. I know you can't really tell by looking at it, but I feel like I can. I've been looking at material so much over the last couple weeks that I feel like I can spot good material. Yim also has a clothing line, shares its name with Yim's fandom, My Aliens. He was wearing it in the water bottle kissing TikTok, I noticed. Oh, yeah. We don't follow trends, we create them. Nice. I like that. Earthborn, Alien Soul, and Forever Connected. Nice. Looks comfy, that's for sure. My milkshake brings all the boys. Oh, boy.
Out my hay, bitch, get out my hay. Milkshake brings all the boys to the farm, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I treat you. Milkshake brings all the boys to the farm.
Shake Shack, Deck's second song. That's funny. Dex jumped on the fake David Attenborough voice trend. Tutor.
Hello, my name is Tutor.
This is Tutor. The face, sharp. The body, model material. The style. He makes anything look good.
Can you help me shoes? This or this?
Whatever you wear, you look great in it.
Appreciate it.
Think that's it? Yeah, not quite. And now, let's talk about the rap. Smooth, bold, a little dangerous. He doesn't just perform, he owns every beat. He's not just good looking, he's strong, focused, and full of edge. Just wondering, what exactly are you filming over here?
Oh my gosh. All right, here's Yim. Oh boy.
Not only you, I guess.
Us, Nick,
Yeah, caught in 4K. Hold up, spill the tea first.
we are filming our debut MV.
Wow, this is interesting. But wait, who's that soft, fluffy-looking guy over there? He's like a walking cloud. Adorable.
Is Jim another one?
Naughty. Okay, fine. You might be right. This is Yim. I've heard he's the kind of dancer who completes the decks perfectly. Wait, you say you're filming a music video? Okay, now you have to tell me more about the song.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. They're having way too much fun with that. But that's pretty funny. I will give them that. Give them props on that. Those are funny and catchy and awesome. That is awesome content. Dancing at a recent fan event. It's impressive. It's impressive. I would not do well there. Not do well. All right. That was amazing. Good to see what they're up to and all that good stuff. And winning New Artist of the Year, that's huge. Huge. So that's pretty amazing. And obviously their second single is probably going to do very well, I would imagine. Especially after winning that award. The eyes are on you. Sauron's eye is upon you. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. It is Bates Motel, Way Down We Go. So here starts a little bit more of the spooky, creepy vibe, I suppose. Let's go ahead and jump into this. But before we do, I'm going to check on something really quick. The cat is, I don't know what the cat is doing, but it sounds dangerous or destructive in some sort of way. So I got to check it out first. So I will be back. Be right back. 2 seconds. Alrighty. Let's move on to the next one. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you for your patience. We are back. Bates Motel, way down we go. We go. We go indeed.
That's the price we pay for having what we have. It's just the two of us.
Mother? Mother?
Good morning, honey. Come on and eat.
Stop talking like you're her. We both know you're not.
Was that a bad dream, honey? You need to learn how to wake up from them.
Mother, what have you done?
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Who am I, Mother? Who am I and what do I do?
This has to end. And you have to do it.
If they connect these crimes to you, they are either going to kill you, or they're going to put you in a mental institution and they're going to feed you meds. Whichever it is, it's going to be the end of us.
There's something wrong with me.
You know what you have to do, don't you?
There's something wrong with me. I'm bad.
You're not bad. You've never meant to hurt anybody in your life. You don't know what's real and what's not, Norman. You have these blackouts and they confuse you.
You're getting in the way. What is wrong with us, Mother?
I don't know, Norman. I don't know.
She just goes a little mad sometimes.
My name is Norma Bates, and I'm still alive.
I'm still alive.
I am dead.
What is...
And why am I pretending to be dead? So I can get
gosh.
away from everyone? Pretending to be dead isn't as much fun as I thought it would be. And everything that could distract me from you.
We still have each other.
We are two parts of the same person.
You know what I think?
Like mother, like son, as I said.
We're all in our private traps.
You can think about the meaning of life later. But right now, we got shit to do.
You are mad at me right now, and you are trying to hurt me.
I don't hate her. I hate what she's become.
Right through the brain, okay?
I don't want to hurt you.
I love him.
my.
He loves me, and that is it. And you have to deal with it.
The game was that we were devoted to each other.
It's you and me, Norman.
It's an uncomfortable relationship, isn't
It's
it?
always been you and me. We are two parts of the same person. There's no possible way you could ever in any way hurt me, ever.
I'll take good care of you, I promise.
Excellent edit. Well frickin' done. That was beautiful. Great song choice. Went perfectly. The clips were phenomenal. It painted a story of sheer craziness, which I think is kind of apt, I suppose. Link down below for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love, and also check out their channel. They might have other videos and edits you might enjoy, and if you enjoy it a lot, you might request it to have it on stream. There's the link for those watching live. Entirely normal, Eep. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Let's pull up some information on Bates Motel. Ooh. That is a little creepy. Just a little. 5 seasons. Look at those ratings. 93 and 91. Wow. That's pretty high. That's very high for a show. All critics 93, top critics 88. It's still extremely high. Audience 91. After the death of her husband, Norma Bates buys a motel in the picturesque coastal town of White Pine Bay, giving herself and teenage son Norman a chance to begin anew. Shy Norman is reluctant at first, but with the help of his mother, with whom he shares an intensely close relationship, The boy begins to open up to others and make new friends. Some locals, however, aren't as friendly and welcoming to the Bates, who discover that because White Pine Bay isn't as peaceful as it appears, they are forced to do whatever it takes to survive. Inspired, obviously, from the horror film 1960 Psycho, explores the formative years of Norman Bates and how his complicated bond with his mother forged a serial killer. I'm getting a lot of hints here. I'm noticing a lot of hints in this in what's going on here. All right, the first season 82%, second season 90, third 95. Wow. Fourth season 100%, and fifth season 100%. That's unreal. Wow, people really love this. Certified fresh on the last season. That is rare. That is so rare. Final season brings the franchise full circle with a satisfyingly creepy conclusion to the trials and tribulations. Wow. Imagine that. A satisfying ending. That is amazing. A satisfying ending. It's not very often we get to see those in television shows. What's the line from the movie? A boy's friend is his mother? Oh boy. Proved over and over again, it's one of the few series on television that can simultaneously subvert predictions, exceed expectations, and make every shocking twist feel completely earned. Wow. Still has all the strengths of the earlier years, but now with a real shape and purpose. Wow. That is so impressive that the writing held out all 5 seasons. Dang. Bates Motel, the overlooked 90% rated horror masterpiece of the 2010s. When it comes to maintaining the best horror series of the past decade, Bates Motel barely even gets a mention. Yet the 5-season psychological drama is right up there with the most celebrated small screen horror releases of recent years. Bates Motel is more like David Lynch's Twin Peaks than it is Hitchcock's most famous masterpiece. Most of its horror is derived from the unsettling, the unsaid, and surreal depictions of the abuse taking place in the household. A masterclass in psychological horror. Yeah, that's crazy. These numbers are insane. 82, 90, 95, 100, 100. That's impressive. Can't help but feel for both Norman and his mother Norma, even when Bates Motel depicts them at their very worst. It's the sympathetic portrayals of these two central characters which makes the show at once unspeakably horrifying and utterly addictive. Bates Motel could have gone terribly wrong, but it worked. Oh yeah, completely. I mean, I don't think I have to point out how many ways this could have gone wrong. Very famous movie that you're trying to prequel. Like, you could have absolutely destroyed it. Parts of the show are fraught with tension, intimate tension between the mother and son. And there are even scenes which directly address Norman's, I can't say that word, intimate feelings towards Norma. If Bates Motel didn't strike the right tone, aided by some of the Psycho's most iconic quotes and plot points along the way, its focus on the subject matter could have backfired stupendously. As is, however, the show expertly walks the fine line between complex characterization, compelling horror, and gratuitous exploitation of a social taboo, tells its story sensitively and artfully, resulting in one of the most exhilarating, enthralling, dark horror series of the 21st century. Boy, that's a fine line, I'd say, huh? Ooh. From interesting to creepy is about that far apart. It's real close. How Bates Motel proved me wrong and why you should be watching. I first heard of it back in 2012, around the time it was ordered to series by its parent network A&E. I can honestly say my reaction was nothing short of dismissive. Yeah, I mean, A&E is not exactly known as like a powerhouse for television. I mean, usually they just have like, 48 Hours, like a murder mystery stuff, actual murder investigation stuff. Like it's not like a sitcom-y kind of show or channel. So it's kind of surprising that kind of came from that. I can honestly say my reaction was nothing short of dismissive. Of course, a TV prequel to one of the greatest horror films ever made, Psycho, a terrible idea. Yeah. I think I had that same idea. A serialized show detailing the formative years of Norman Bates, played so iconically by Anthony Perkins. It'll never work, I said. Yet here we are staring down the barrel of the show's 5th and final season. It kicks off tonight, so this is a little dated. Heading well and truly into Psycho territory, and I have absolutely no reservations in proclaiming I was wrong. It's actually not that bad wrong. This show is great and one of the best horror TV shows on right now. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. Oh, there it is. Over the course of the 4 seasons, I was like, where is it? Over the course of the 4 seasons we've experienced thus far, the show has gone from strength to strength, getting better with each passing season. That is also surprising. Usually shows go downward, right? Writers leave, the people that came up with the show leave, and it just gets kind of, convoluted. Bates Motel has given us the downward spiral of Norman Bates as some sort of operatic tragedy played off against the complex relationship between Norman and his troubled mother, Norma. In order to stretch this across so many hours of TV, we have had numerous subplots and side characters, some of which have been more successful than others, but that's fine because they have always worked towards fleshing out both the characters and the world of Bates Motel, making Norman's tale resonate even more once the big story points are reached. Another reason the extended canvas has worked is the effective setting of White Pine Bay, Twin Peaks-esque small town of diners, drug deals gone bad, town meetings, and an endless supply of barely hidden secrets. Obviously, the sheriff is a big one. Norma falls in love with him. True power lies in the relationship between Norman and Norma, of course, particularly through 2 incredible performances. And justly rewarded Vera Farmiga. She elevates every scene she's in, chewing scenery in the best possible way. Character that's sympathetic, frightening, strong, vulnerable, funny, manipulative. I could go on. Highmore had one of the toughest jobs, taking on one of cinema's most iconic characters, but he's proven himself to be more than up to the task, providing the same nervous energy Perkins did nearly 50 years ago. Perhaps even more successfully than Perkins, Highmore replicates the balancing act of being able to elicit both sympathy and fear from the audience. Watching Norman's awkward social interactions followed by an explosive outburst speaks to the true potential of this show being realized. With this Norman, because we've spent so much time with him and seen him on different levels, we are that much more conflicted when we see him strangling someone to death whilst wearing his mother's gown, believing himself to be her. The mother-son relationship has been compelling from the beginning, ranging from controlling, uncomfortable, unhealthy, to loving, content, and profound, often all at once. Culminated in the shocking climax of last year's season 4, the strongest run yet, Norman finally committed the act. Oh, Lord. Oh, gosh. The show had been building towards all along, but by this point, the boy and his mother had already become one and the same. They are together forever. It was stirring epic television that took an already strong show to another level. Matricide. Bates Motel is amongst many other things. You know what? When I first started that sentence, I didn't know where it was going to go. I was like, it's going to be either one or two things. First episode lost me with a graphic grape scene. Oh, geez. I wonder if it's worth it to just kind of skip that point. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting to see if there's like a parental guide to it. And maybe they point out if there's any extra of those scenes in there that you might have to skip. But I mean, overall, it sounds like a heck of a show here. I'm just blown away by how it apparently got better and better and better and better. Backstory of Norman, those around him justified the very premise that evoked such ridicule from myself 5 years ago. As the final season begins, the bigger picture brings the bigger picture together, combining Psycho's fine horror of Bates Motel's own tragic and profound spin. Nice. Bates Motel is back. Here's how crazy creepy this show can get. Oh no. All right, let's see if we can find schizophrenic in its storytelling. In the season premiere, the Norman scenes have almost no overlap with anything to do with Norman's half-brother Dylan, the broody James Dean wannabe who continues to get in scraps with his father. Speaking of business, Norman is promoted to hotel manager, which puts him closer to several women, all of who make Norma jealous. Nepotism in the workplace cuts both ways, doesn't it, Mom? These women include Norman's friend Emma and a lady of the night, or I don't know what you want to call it, in a dress of red. She's played by Tracy Spiridakos, making much more of a visual impression than she did in the drab future wasteland drama Revolution. Her appeal is sufficient to compel Norman to turn Peeping Tom, in an extension of his hotel manager duties. Oh boy. Oh, that's brutal. Gosh. Oh, that's creepy. I was vastly relieved to see the season 3 premiere pared down to the essentials. Too many subplots, apparently, in season 2. Interesting. All right, so we got some Peeping Tom going on there. Obviously, the relationship of the mother and son is, that's the taboo that was being referred to. Yikes. Yikes. That was a great edit. Phenomenal edit. Perfectly creepy, perfectly terrifying, and also somehow sweet. So they kind of weirdly walk that line of like, we're crazy, but we're also, just trying to get this business to run. It's just a weird mix of priorities there. All right, let's move on to the next one. It is Harper's Island. 7 Devils. Ooh. Warning, if you have not watched Harper's Island and plan to in the future, do not watch this video. It will spoil the entire show. Well, there you go. There's a little warning before we start this one. If you plan on watching Harper's Island, do not watch this. All right, let's hop in. 7 years ago, 6 people were murdered by John Wakefield. I don't know who John is, but he sounds like a terrible person. Let's find out more.
My name is Abby Mills. 7 years ago, I left this place after John Wakefield murdered 6 people. My mother was one of them. Everyone else has moved on. Believes the killings are in the past. But I can't.
Naughty, naughty John.
There's more to come.
Why does that guy look so familiar? What have I seen him in? Oh gosh, it's driving me nuts.
I found something. The sheriff's house, also another suspect. In Seattle.
Wakefield hasn't come. It's just not cheap. Boy, this does not look like a fun place to live. Yeah, let me go ahead and put the house on the market. Looking for something a little quieter. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. I need. Oh my, did you see the what are they doing with these graphics on YouTube? What is happening? Link down below in the video description for the original video. Go throw out some much deserved love. What's up, Adito? What's going on? All right, let's go ahead and pull up some information on Harper's Island. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Here we go. Harper's Island is an American horror mystery limited series. I'm trying to find out what actor that is. The plot follows a group of family and friends that travel to the titular locale for a destination wedding. That was a wedding? Only to learn that there's a killer among them. At the center of the mystery is Abby Mills, whose mother was one of the several people murdered by John Wakefield 7 years prior. The series premiered in 2009, marketed as a 13-week limited event. By the end of its run, averaged 9.3 million viewers. That's not bad. Wow. The series was initially intended to be an anthology series featuring a new setting and characters in the second season. However, CBS canceled it after one season. Wait a minute. They were averaging almost 10 million viewers and they canceled it? What? What? That seems fairly high to be canceling immediately. Show gained a strong cult following since its release, with some critics and fans noting it was ahead of its time. That is crazy. 10 million per episode. It ranked number 50. And they canceled it. Like, what? That is... I don't understand that. I'm trying to find out. Oh, is it Christopher? Yeah, it is. Okay. Covert Affairs. That's what he was in. Got it. Show takes place on Harper's Island, where John Wakefield went on a killing spree and murdered a number of people before supposedly being killed by the island sheriff. One of the victims was the sheriff's wife. After her death, Sheriff Mills sends their daughter, Abby, to live with family in L.A., and she hasn't returned since. After 7 years, Abby's finally returning to the island for her best friend Henry's wedding. But now the killing starts again, and everyone is a suspect. The guests manage to unlock secrets of the island and the Wakefield as the series progresses. That's crazy. So they're back for a wedding, and somebody, I'm assuming, somebody in the wedding party is doing all these? That's pretty wild. Harper's Island. Not bad numbers. I don't know why it zoomed in so much. There we go. 65 for critics, 77 for the audience. Not bad. Top critics, drops a little bit, but it's still over 50. Interesting. That is so strange that they cancel it. That doesn't make any sense. But then again, if you're looking for sense, wedding stress is brutal. Indeed. That is pretty brutal. Harper's Island, this slasher TV show, is ahead of its time. All right, let's find out why. After a string of box office successes in the 2000s, it only made sense for television to jump on the horror bandwagon. Yeah, we had Scream, all that kind of stuff. For every rare hit, though, there were multiple misfires that for some reason or another didn't make it beyond a single season. Harper's Island was unfortunately one of the casualties. Opened with strong numbers. Then once the ratings declined, its remaining episodes were burned off until the network finally dropped the axe. And although the swift cancellation came as no huge surprise, loyal watchers mourned what might have been. Had the series been given more time to grow, a better time slot, and the chance to find a proper audience, it's also worth mentioning that just a few years later, a bona fide horror renaissance began on TV. Walking Dead, of course, American Horror Story, Bates Motel, we literally just talked about, and Hannibal, which we've definitely reacted to a few of those. So perhaps Harper's Island's greatest mistake was timing. Yeah, that might be. That might be. Was something of a risk at the time, especially for a network like CBS, on top of it having no-name actors. Before airing, Bill Pullman was replaced with Harry Hamlin. There was the glaring element of horror. By that point, CBS had already found its meal ticket with procedural police dramas, CSI, Without a Trace, Cold Case, etc., etc., etc. Network also wasn't exactly rich in or equipped to handle straight horror. Mind you, none of these aforementioned series lack in murder or mystery, but they weren't anywhere on the same wavelength as Harper's Island either. That is kind of tough. It is a tough bill to fill. It's network television. The audience is typically older, and I assume they just... Yeah, I don't see a lot on network TV of horror films or horror shows. I don't know. They might have polling that tells them that people don't want to see it or they're not interested in that. And you go to more like Netflix, HBO, that kind of stuff to see that level of content. I don't know. It's very strange. You would think, if you look at soap operas or soap dramas, there's murder all throughout those, right? I guess it's not dark and horrifying, I suppose, as some horror shows can be. But they're still involved, and that's on at like 2 p.m. on weekdays. So, I don't know. Maybe people just don't want to watch that stuff on those channels for some reason. I don't understand why. Doesn't make any sense. By no means were murder mysteries unheard of on TV before this. And then there were none first aired. However, Harper's Island stood far apart from its predecessors. Timeless appeal of an Agatha Christie-style whodunit with the luridness of slasher movies. Ooh. Such a simple... the one thing that comes to mind is Dexter. It's very, almost like a murder mystery kind of thing, but also absolutely a slasher series. What's up, Megan? In the months filming, none of the actors knew who the killer was going to be. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. Only that actor was told a couple episodes prior to the... That's amazing. I love that. That's cool. I like when shows or movies keep the actors guessing and just have no idea what's going to happen. Number one, it keeps them from, spoiling it in interviews and stuff like that. But also it's kind of interesting because you get more real reactions and acting and whatnot. Pretty awesome. Even with 13 episodes to tell its story, Harper's Island immediately sails off for a remote destination far from home. Show knows the chance for escape should be possible, yet also highly difficult. As for an old hotel in the woodlands surrounding it, the show's setting may not be the most stimulating or astounding, but it's a solid middle ground for vacation, murder mysteries, and rural slashers. In spite of all the changes made prior to the premiere, Harper's Island was always going to focus on a wedding getaway gone horribly wrong. That one unwavering plot point is what makes this series stand out, even after all these years. Yet as uncommon as nuptials are in the slasher genre, they can also invite drama. That is true. As proof, those initial episodes come across a bit soapy. Literally just mentioned soap operas, soap dramas. When first getting to know the ensemble cast, affairs, exes, rivalries, tawdry all take up space until the time comes for the killer to make his or her presence known. Ooh. Taps the vein of horror where the seemingly peaceful setting comes with an unsavory history that's bound to be repeated. Like Haddonfield, Crystal Lake, and Springwood, the past has everything to do with the present day on Harper's Island. Crystal Lake, of course, is Jason, Halloween. Literally just watched, I just watched Halloween, I think it was the 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. Halloween with, go figure, Jason, Padalecki, Sam. The whole movie, I'm just like, it's Sam from Supernatural. It just completely took me out of the movie. Even Jason. I'm looking at Jason, and then Sam comes on the screen. I'm like, Sam, it's Sam. Where's Dean? Characters of Harper's Island are one of its strengths. Without them, the series wouldn't be as memorable or enjoyable. That's good. So they got the actors down. Practically no one is safe as the show's body of supporting players reaches a Shakespearean level of fatalism. Oh, so it's like Game of Thrones' Red Wedding. Everybody's fair game. So getting attached to particular characters is as inevitable as it is ill-advised. Crossover time indeed. The real fun for viewers, or in some cases their disappointment, is seeing how Harper's Island comes for its victims. After all, fan favorites are as vulnerable as the flanking characters clearly marked for death. In the first few minutes alone, a random cousin of the bride is given a face full of boat propeller. Oh my gosh. As those on deck celebrate without even an inkling of his demise. Then in the same episode, the groom's uncle, Harry Hamlin's character, endures an end so grisly that it made the network worry. And while it's easy to dismiss the violence as tame and the stuff of television, it has layers, right? You have TV violence, and you have you have TV violence, premium channel violence, then movie violence. Putting one's own desensitization aside and remembering the timestamp, this series could be rather gruesome. Had Harper's Island survived the fickle hand of television, or Netflix, or any streaming service you've probably consumed, it would have actually continued as a seasonal anthology. So once again, the show served as a prototype for subsequent and modern small-screen horrors. It was a way for testing the waters regarding slashers on TV, and despite it ultimately having a short lifespan, at least had the pleasure of being well ahead of its time. Interesting. Yeah, that's a genre you really don't see. I'm assuming it's because, here in the U.S., we have pretty strict moral codes for television and whatnot, like censoring and all that stuff. Certainly language, acts of intimacy, obviously violence as well. So it's not surprising there hasn't been many slasher shows on network television, but that's bold. That's pretty bold that they went for that. And even got somewhat gruesome. Horror TV's most shocking death still belongs to Harper's Island. Harper's Island mid-season twist killing is the most shocking. John Wakefield's reveal was long anticipated, especially since the series has spent every single episode pondering the possibility. It almost feels like a relief that the person hunting down the guests one by one turns out not to be a copycat. Wakefield's return may be particularly traumatizing to Abby, but it doesn't come nearly as shocking for viewers as the death of the central member. Sheriff Mills, Abby's father, and the person who stopped Wakefield 7 years ago, became another name added to the killer's victim list. Dang. The death is particularly shocking because Sheriff Mills acted as the show's emotional strength. He was the person who connected all the similar killings after Wakefield's death. Well, quote-unquote death. As someone who suspected the killer's return to Harper's Island, fans would expect Sheriff Mills to live longer. However, Wakefield's identity reveal was done through Sheriff Mills' demise. The mid-season kill was particularly shocking because of how it was done. Killed in the same way Wakefield killed Abby's mother 7 years ago. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. And for Abby, who had to witness both. I don't know. I don't know how you move past that. You have seen now both of your parents be ended in the exact same way in front of your eyes. Like, how do you even begin to move past that? Trauma squared, indeed. Sheriff Mills' death launched a much more sinister layer in Wakefield's game and announced to everyone that the nightmare was back. Yeah, I'd say so, especially to Abby. No one, including the locals, would be safe. I mean, that is just crazy. Wait a minute, what? On top of that, Wakefield had been befriending the little girl Madison since the first day the guests arrived on the island. From the beginning. I don't know, what? That's creepy. That's just a random creepy sentence. Sheriff Mills' death put an end to the last generation's karma, but the killing didn't stop him. It was only the beginning. That's so strange. Very strange. Dang. From the first guest who was tied to the bottom of the ship, to the ones who were killed like prey, the reveal made every single death even crueler than they appeared to be. Dang. Groom and bride have been the show's emotional center. Obviously, after the sheriff, apparently. The happy couple were preparing for their wedding on a remote island, unaware of the series of murders that came back to haunt Harper's Island. Henry was built up to be an everyday hero. He's protective, kind-hearted, brave, takes charge when everything is falling apart. Trish, who grew up as the daughter of a wealthy man, is starry-eyed and innocent. The romance was what grounded the chaos. However, the series flipped everything through one devastating moment. Oh boy. Trish survived the first half of the show only to die in her fiancé's hands. She was brutally murdered by Henry, and the fact that she had been so sure about marrying him made her death even more tragic. Trish even put on her wedding dress after losing so many people she knew in her life, and going through everything with Henry made her even more certain about spending the rest of her life with him. However, Henry betrayed her trust and killed her while she was in his arms. Particular death is effectively the most heartbreaking in the entire series, even though the character's demise was foreshadowed, given this is a slasher series, of course. Henry being the one to do it completely surprised viewers. On top of that, the kill was also set up Henry to be an even more fearful villain than John. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. That's a twist. That is absolutely a twist. He didn't just plan a wedding to turn it into a kill party. He did it with Abby. Killing Trish established Henry's lack of empathy. He barely blinked before killing his fiancée, the woman he spent years winning over. Oh, that's brutal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dang. That's unbelievable. May not be as gory as slasher films like Terrifier 3 or Saw, of course, but it does feature some gruesome details. The series has many memorable moments that don't require being too explicit, and of course, because it's on network TV, they can't get too explicit. Richard's death is easily one of the worst on-screen deaths in TV history. He was killed right outside the window of his daughter, being treated like a fish on a hook. The scene where his body was discovered was being pinned to a trunk of wood is again something that horror fans live for. Outside of gore, the series adds a very thoughtful touch to Henry and Wakefield being a pair of father and son serial killers. Oh, that's the connection. The two twisted minds are similar, but also different. Wakefield was shot by Sheriff Mills, who married the woman he loved, while Wakefield eventually became the person who killed Sheriff Mills. His son was Abby's half-brother. Wow. That is... Whoa. I can't believe they got away with it, and I can't believe they even went for it. Like, that is legitimately surprising, knowing all the restrictions network TV has. The fact that they did a slasher show. Now imagine how wild that show would have been on HBO, Netflix, Amazon, whatever. Like, it would have been very interesting. Like, it would have been... Okay, here's the question. When you film or when you're watching a slasher TV show, does it make it more interesting and more scary or creepy if it is explicit? Do you need the blood? Do you need the gore? Or can you just live with the implication or the it's implied that it was a gruesome end. Like you show the boat propeller, you show the face, and then you show the boat propeller coming towards the camera very fast, and you can imply the fact that, it chopped up his face pretty horrifically. Or do you need to show it to be able to get that creep and that wow factor? Depends on the acting and writing. Yeah, I would tend to agree, honestly. I think it does. Sometimes you're looking for that kind of thing, like, ooh, it's Halloween night. I need something like extra terrifying, really kick it up a notch. And then sometimes you just want something that's, it gets a little goosebumps here and there, but it's not over gore, It's not Saw 10 or whatever I just saw, Spiral, which was pretty. There was moments in that movie I considered turning it off because it just wasn't the right time or night or something, and it was just super gory. I don't know. All right, let's move into the next one. It is Send Your Rain in the Flesh. It is from the show In the Flesh. This is going to be spoilers to the whole show, so just a heads up on that. All right. I can't remember if I've seen In the Flesh or I've just reacted to edits. I'm getting to the point where it's been so much content where my memory is like, oh, you've seen that. When I could have just reacted to like 10 edits and my brain is just like, yeah, no, that's the show. You haven't reacted to it? Okay. So maybe I have seen it. Or maybe I just recognize this actor from something. All right. Let's jump into this. In the Flesh, Send Your Rain. Here we go. It's a quick one. It's only 2.5 minutes.
Viewer discretion is advised.
It's a good disclaimer.
I am a partially deceased syndrome sufferer. And what I did in my untreated state was not my fault.
Almost thought we'd made it home, but we don't know this place at all.
They are vicious killers.
That's enough now, it's been a long 11
I'm a zombie, and I killed people.
He's a rotter! He's a rotter!
ashamed of where you're from, crying 'cause your father's long.
Oh, I have seen this. It took me that long, but yes, I have seen this.
He was like me! Was it as a kid?
Partially disease syndrome.
It's becoming just like it was before, and I don't know how to change it.
Yeah, I remember Walker.
This time,
the
you
most.
live. You don't leave, you stay.
What you confuse for glory's fire.
Look at me, it's fine. It's okay. Why don't you break free? Why don't you show yourselves? Because you're gonna be beautiful. You're gonna be the future.
Yeah, his sister is running, or part of a revolt, right?
I didn't do it!
Wow. Yeah, that sent me back. It's been a while since I've seen that. That it took forever to realize what I was watching. His sister was in the military group in the zombie uprising. Oh my gosh. Let's look into some information there so I can refresh my memory. I remember it being very good. Very good. Link down below in the video description for the original video. There we go. There's the words. Go ahead and throw it some love. All right. Let's pull up a bit of information here. In the Flesh. Show began airing in 2013. First series consisting of 3 one-hour-long episodes set after The Rising, which is the show's take on the zombie apocalypse, of course. The drama focuses on a reanimated young man, Kieran Walker, and his return to his local community. An extended second season consisting of 6 one-hour-long episodes began airing in 2014 and in the U.S. on BBC America. I think that's where I watched it, actually. 2015, BBC Three announced it would not be renewed for a third series due to cuts to its budget for its final year as a linear channel. Wait a minute. So it wasn't even because of the show itself, but they had budget cuts for the final year of BBC Three. You know, some of these decisions are just crazy. they're not made with the knowledge that people are going to be upset by this. Like, they've become attached to the story and the characters. BBC Three stopped being a channel. It's now just online. Interesting. Tension with Kieran being a zombie. Yeah, absolutely. The show was set in a fictional village. Several years later, after The Rising, the period in fictional 2010 was a time when thousands of people who had died in 2009 suddenly reanimated as mindless, homicidal, brain-eating zombies worldwide. By the time of the series, normality has begun to return. Full-fledged zombie apocalypse has long since been prevented by armed resistance from the living, especially from armed local militias who patrolled their communities and actively hunted the reanimated. Meanwhile, a scientific solution for the zombie phenomenon has been found with the development of a medication to restore consciousness to the undead, allowing them to remember their time alive and who they once were. The surviving undead, not killed by the militias, have been rounded up, forcibly medicated, and entered in a government rehab program in a plan to reintroduce them into society. They are provided with contact lenses and cosmetics to help them conceal their deceased status, as well as injections of medication to keep them from relapsing into a dangerous rabid state. They are officially referred to as sufferers of partially deceased syndrome, PDS, though anti-zombie hardliners prefer the pejorative term rotters. Many of the Ryzen are haunted by memories of the atrocities they committed while rabid in the village of Wharton. PDS sufferers face prejudice from the villagers upon their return. So it's literally only 9 hours. It's 9 episodes. So if you're looking for something interesting to watch, highly recommend it. I thought it was very well done. Show creator tried to stop the show around... Oh, shop the show. Stop the show. Shop the show and save it. That's too bad. That is really too bad. Honestly, it deserved it. It was very good. And honestly, you could probably take it quite a few years out as well. So they could have had nice 5 seasons, 6 seasons, 7 seasons even. Just trying to live with this stuff. In the Flesh on Rotten Tomatoes, I mean, look at, well, there we go. Let's not zoom in so far. 97. Look at those numbers. Good grief. Top critics 89, all critics 97, audience 96. Less than warm welcome. Yeah, I'd say so. Zombie-hating human volunteer force, which is backed by local churchman Vicar, is adamant in its stance against rotters. Despite the government's agenda of acceptance and tolerance, Kieran must confront the community that rejected him and deal with haunting flashbacks of what he did. when he was in an untreated state. And this photo kind of gives you the depiction of the eyes, the left one being our left, the left one being the eyes of the zombie, and then the right one, obviously, with the contact. Yeah, it was an overall very nice show. I really enjoyed it. Exists within several genres, growing into profound entertainment that haunts as it entertains. To be tolerant or not to be tolerant, that is the question. The emotional honesty of Kieran's character and his all-too-human craving of acceptance and happiness make In the Flesh oddly moving. Oddly moving. I would sign on to that. Absolutely lovely show. Zombies, a small English town, BBC, a great musical score, a rising, a reconciliation. Yeah, it was lovely. Only one rotten review. Well played. Well played. In the Flesh box set review, thrilling original take on the zombie horror template. I would say so. It was, you expect zombie shows to be very aggro. It's high emotion, very intense. This one was more chill for a lot of it. And it was, making you think, would you be accepting of, zombies that came back to life and were reintroduced and medicated and all that stuff? Would you be a hardliner that's just like, no, get rid of them? They'll never be one of us. It kind of makes you think about it. And it's very interesting in that way. Kieran's 17-year-old who ended himself 3 years ago, distraught at the death of his best friend Rick, a soldier in Afghanistan. He then returned as part of the Rising. He instantly did what comes naturally to zombies, track down the living and attempt to make them less so. Kieran now hangs nervously between life and death as he attempts to build bridges with alienated loved ones in a local community whose pitchforks are twitching to impale this Peter Pan lookalike. Peter Pan lookalike, that's funny. First time to see an undead character who offed himself and grappling with being back. Yeah, that's very interesting. It's extremely interesting that they chose to go that route. Fascinating portrayal of depression, indeed. Indeed. And just kind of, getting that second chance, I suppose, and dealing with that. Things are no better at home, where Sister Jem has become a member of the HVF, gun-toting human volunteer force, whose job it is to wipe off zombies like her brother. Luke gives a delicate, measured performance as Kieran, a teenager who feels more confused and lone than most, forced to wear makeup and special contact lenses to disguise the physical manifestations of zombiehood. Position in Rorton is anything but relaxed, something of a softie. Avid painter suffers extreme guilt over what he did in the Rising and really doesn't feel ready to be back home, but that's why they say, I am ready, he says, because I'm feeling. By contrast, his new best friend Amy is an out and proud member of the living dead, untroubled by her violent past and dismissive of the living, believing they spend their entire lives waiting to die. At one point, in a touching scene about teenage friendship, Amy, daubed in neon and high on sheep brains at a rave for the undead, offers the sober Kieran some of this fleshy narcotic he politely declines. Later, we see Kieran embarking on a relationship with cult leader turned terrorist Simon Monroe, and there are hints that his relationship with his deceased best friend went beyond playing Xbox together. In fact, In the Flesh uses Kieran's heart as something of a plaything, requiring him to deal with the return of Rick, as well as hostility at practically every front door. Simon brings about a change in Kieran. He embraces his life with PDS and opens up to his family about the night of the Rising and his earlier feelings of ending himself. That feeling, it's like what being born must be like, Kieran says, of being reborn. Except you've got context, because honestly, dead, everything up until then was fear. everything. Even when I was alive, just different levels of fear. Writer Dominic Mitchell deserves huge credit for exploring sexuality, ending oneself and teenage angst with insight and heart through the decidedly unlikely idiom of the living dead. Mitchell came up with the show after watching classic zombie films and feeling distraught that the lumbering marauders being killed in increasingly gory ways all had people who loved them. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. He thought of it from the zombie perspective of, you know, they were once alive. They have people that love them. It's kind of, I think they touched on that a lot in The Walking Dead, where you would see this beloved character from other characters' perspectives turn or start to turn or be bit or show, you know, the rest of the gang that they were bit. And it would be this moment of just darkness. Like everyone's just sad. They're terrified that they're going to lose this person, but they also know what they have to do, which is make sure they don't reanimate. It is every time it just hit such emotional chords in The Walking Dead. Those are probably some of my favorite moments, and they're also some of the hardest to watch in The Walking Dead. It's the moment where you realize someone you love or have gone or grown to like or whatever is bit, and that is a death wish. And you have to be the person, or somebody in that group has to be the person that delivers that wish. That's the craziest thing. It is gripping. It's not surprising these shows get so popular. It puts us in weird situations, and we put ourselves in that situation. Like, imagine, you know, you're in the Rising, zombie apocalypse. A loved one of yours. You're surviving together. You're figuring it out. They get bit. Now you're stuck in that situation of, I'm going to be alone. I have to end them to make sure they don't reanimate. And I'm going to lose that person forever. And I'm going to be the one that aids in that. Like, that would tear you up so bad. Like, it is a crazy situation to put yourself in. Crazy. I love when Kieran meets Simon and is like, you're sitting on my gravestone. That's funny. It's time to resurrect In the Flesh. This came out in 2021. This article has been ruminating in my mind ever since I finished season 2 of In the Flesh, and I was horrified to discover it had been canceled. It's only now after the show's creator has embarked on another Twitter Q&A about his fantasy season 3. The lockdown has given me the gift of a complete rewatch that I now sit listening to Keaton Henson and longing for a revival of one of my all-time favorite stories. Has been off the air for 7 years now, but I'm still hungry for more. Fans have been lobbying the BBC to bring it back, or for other networks like Amazon, Netflix, of course, to pick up the third season. They can be found on Twitter using the hashtag #SaveInTheFlesh and RenewInTheFlesh. To this day, and creator Dominic has made it incredibly clear that he too wants to finish the story. That's brutal. I can't remember how it ends, honestly. I think it was just kind of jarring. No wonder everyone has PTSD in this show. I think in a flashback, Jem confronted zombie rabid Kieran and couldn't kill her brother. Yeah. Brutal. Brutal. It's a terrible situation to be put in. You know you have to do it, but can you do it? That is the unfortunate question. The story is so clever and well written that it manages to deftly juggle lots of themes in a very honest, realistic way. First, the story is clever and well written. It leads you to explore some big philosophical, political, and scientific questions, along with confronting everyday struggles. And I would challenge anybody to walk away not feeling moved or enriched in some way. That's not to say that it's all doom, gloom, and depth. There's some romance, tense high-stake conflicts, and just enough quintessential British humor to keep you going through the heaviness. To this day, In the Flesh is one of the best representations of LGBT people and problems that I've ever seen. Protagonist's queer identity is just another part of who he is, but it adds another level to the minority outsider metaphor of the undead. There are parallels to be drawn between his life before and after death, which aren't being conspicuous or clumsy. If Kieran hadn't been queer in some way, I'd have frankly been disappointed because it's such an obvious move that gives the story even more value. The zombie show evolved from something based heavily on the writer's personal experience of depression, bisexuality, and feeling like an outsider in his hometown. Mitchell himself, the creator, said, "I always saw Kieran as me." You can still watch the seasons on iPlayer. Highly recommend it. Story wasn't quite given the resolution it deserved. Yeah, I remember that. It was kind of like unfortunate. It was an unfortunate ending where you're just like, oh, that's how it ends? Meanwhile, you're just like, oh, you know, it must have been one of those like after they finish the second season, then they were told, hey, by the way, this is it. It's over. Because usually, you know, when they're given a little heads up, they try to manipulate the story in the remaining season to try to give it some inkling of like a conclusion. I don't know. That must be like a friendly gesture in that world of like, hey, by the way, wink, wink, not sure about season 3, or however you say that in like a covert way. It was announced months after season 2 when we were anticipating the announcement for season 3. Dang it. That's too bad. I wonder how shows find out if they are going to get canceled beforehand. Like, it must be somebody on the inside giving them a little wink and nudge like, hey, you know, don't get too comfortable kind of thing. iPlayer is the BBC free online platform in the UK. Nice. I think I tried to use it once, and I've learned what a VPN is. So definitely, if you're outside the UK, definitely check out a VPN before you check that. I'm 60 years old, and I would come out of my grave to watch this show. This is a funny comment. When our girl got buried after being stabbed, I quickly went to the next, what would have been season 3, to see when it would be coming out, and I screamed no. When I saw there wasn't going to be a season 3, I could have offered myself. That's funny. I love the series. Really hope Netflix and Amazon pick it up. I've rewatched it several times. I want season 3. Love the idea. It's part apocalypse, but if things were able to get better. Right. I think that's what's interesting about it, is it's apocalypse, zombie apocalypse. It's terrible. But it also has like this return to normalcy, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. The cliffhanger of Amy's murder. Yeah. Ugh. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I hate it when shows don't have that proper wrap-up time, you know? It's unfortunate, but, I mean, I'd hate to say it, but we're kind of used to it at this point. We are very used to it. It seems like shows nowadays, because there's so many options, are just getting canceled immediately. Like, it's crazy. Excellent show. Highly recommend it. I know it's not a full show. It's canceled. It kind of ends weird. But before that, it's a fantastic show. It is a fantastic show. Check it out. Especially this time of year, it just kind of fits, you know. Speaking of fits, multi-horror Heads Will Roll. Meet our beautiful horror baby. Isn't she pretty? Oh boy, that's a terrifying, that is a terrifying caption of this video. Our beautiful horror baby. All right, let's bring it up. Let's see if we can figure out what all is being shown. Here we go. It's a quick one. It's only 2.5 minutes.
2 things control this world.
That was definitely Saw. Friday the 13th. Carrie, Nosferatu.
It's in our DNA, gentlemen.
We're meant to be killers.
Hello, Tara.
Jesus Christ, y'all look like a bunch of damn idiots.
Try anything, you cancel, bro.
Yeah, you're fucking fine.
Why the long face?
What are you talking about?
Everyone needs to take a deep breath.
Don't you dare touch me, you bitch.
Who wants to play bodies, bodies, bodies?
That's awesome. So it should end a little easier for you. It's legendary. Glenn.
Legendary shit.
Why are you doing this?
I'm not that person.
Probably yes.
Do you really think that you can run? You can't hide from me or from what's coming.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I am so glad there was not a jump scare at the end. I was waiting for it. I was like, is this going to be one of those like classic jump scare moments? Oh man. Ooh. Link down below. That was a great edit, by the way. Fantastic use of clips from movies and all that good stuff. I did recognize a certain amount. I was like, okay. I wasn't going to go through them all, but it started off and I'm like, okay, I've seen some of these. I just watched the Black Phone. That was terrifying. Good grief. I didn't see the sequel yet. It just came out. But the first Black Phone was original. It was interesting. It was terrifying as well. Ethan Hawke nailed that. Nailed that. He played such a creep in the best way possible. Such a creep. Link down below in video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Check out their channel as well. They might have other edits that might interest you. Seemed like they had another horror one, which is good. Seeing the trailer for Black Phone was so creepy. Oh my gosh. There were moments where I actively, it wasn't one of these where you cover your eyes or whatever, but it was close. It was close. There were some moments that absolutely terrified me. It's one of those movies where you finish it and you're just like, okay, I'm going to turn on some YouTube and we'll just kind of chill here for like an hour and then we'll think about bed. It's one of those. Just an unbelievable amount of creepiness. All right, so let's pull up some information. Here we go. I hide behind Kate for safety. Honestly, good thinking. Good thinking. You move back, push Kate forward, all that classic stuff. The 25 best horror movies of the 21st century ranked. And this is from the Hollywood Reporter, so you know where to aim all your hatred and hate mail and all that stuff. We'll kind of go through here and see what we think. All right. Number 25, Bones and All. That's Timothy Chalamet, if I'm correct. Yes, it is. This is a new one. That's kind of surprising it made the list, honestly. Horror romance. A love story bathed in the pools of blood spilled during the cannibal protagonist's feeding times. Oh boy. Okay, well that sounds horrendous. Simmering chemistry play the protein diet drifters on a cross-country road trip, feasting whenever they can, bones and all, on human flesh. Well, that's terrifying. Number 24, Talk to Me. Boy, these are all like brand new movies, 2022. Group of Adelaide teens who never met a frightening moment unsuitable for social media, sharing somehow get a hold of what's allegedly a severed forearm encased in ceramic. What? By clutching the hand and saying the 3 words of the title. Oh gosh, they invite the dead to occupy their bodies. Oh, it's like Jennifer's Body. But there's a strict 90-second limit before the presence puts down roots. Interesting. Huh. Number 23, A Quiet Place. That is with Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, who played Jim in The Office. Terrifying movie. Absolutely loved it. It's one of those where it's like, I love the fact that it's quiet. The quietness plays a part. It's part of the plot. And they nailed it. And I like the fact it's also kind of like Signs, the M. Night Shyamalan with Mel Gibson. It's kind of like Signs where you don't really see the alien much. It's just about building up that climax of finally seeing them and running from them and all that stuff. So it's a nice way to just kind of the implied threat. I do like that. Sequel, Quiet Place Part 2. I don't know if I saw the sequel, but I definitely saw the prequel, Quiet Place Day 1. I saw that in theaters. I ate a meal. I ate a burger and fries, or actually I think it was chips, or crisps, for those of you that say crisps. Terrible idea, because the entire theater is dead quiet, and the movie's supposed to be dead quiet, and I'm over here like... just chewing on them, just making terrible noise. Oh my gosh. I was trying to like slowly chew, and I don't think it helped. I don't think it helped at all, honestly. Number 22, Under the Shadow. The going in labor scene with Emily Blunt. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Crazy that they put that in there. Under the Shadow, 2016. I don't think I've heard of this. Political turmoil. Trying to save herself and her young daughter from inescapable war. Okay. Interesting. Number 21, His House, 2020. British horrors yielded a strong crop in the past quarter century, including Saint Maud, Amulet. Interesting. Their adjustment to life in England goes from difficult to hellish when they discover that their dilapidated government-assigned housing is inhabited by an apith, a night witch that has followed them from East Africa to claim retribution for their sins. Oh, that sounds horrifically terrifying. Oh, no. Watching the first movie in theaters and having to pause chewing every 2 seconds. Oh, my gosh. It was brutal. It's brutal. I was like, this was not the time to get this food. Like, I had to eat. I was hungry. It was dinner time, but boy, bad choice in food. Number 20, Drag Me to Hell. I've definitely seen this before. 2009? Macabre humor, gross out gore. Yep, Sam Raimi. Christine finds herself saddled with a curse, to be precise, promising 3 days of demonic torment before she's dragged to you-know-where. Yeah, it is it's brutal. Very gory. Very gory. So just a heads up on that. A lot of modern movies than I expected. Yeah, me too, honestly. Number 19, It Follows, 2014. Intimacy in the slasher gory days of the 70s and 80s was usually an invitation to evil, which gave us the trope of the virginal holdout as the final girl. John Carpenter, John Carpenter, and still photographer as influences on the taut, almost unbearably tense film's seductive visual compositions. Oh boy. Fusion of 50s horror with dreamy adolescent limbo. Number 18, Presence, 2024. Yeah, this is a lot of new, modern stuff. What is happening here? Are they really that good? Number 17, The Invisible Man. Yeah, I remember the original with Kevin Bacon. What was that called? I guess it was just the... I don't know what it was. Sinners, 2025. Wait a minute. Is this list like recent? Is this just recent films? Oh, of the 21st century. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. All right. So Sinners was number 16, I want to say. What was it? 17 Invisible Man. 16 Sinners. I thought Sinners was very good. I thought it was very good. Creepy in all the right ways. I thought the music was phenomenal. That's kind of the highlight. It was really a musical with some horror film thrown in. But it was pretty great. I don't know if maybe I'd watch it again, I suppose, but it was definitely one that I hope they don't make a sequel to, because it was just kind of great in its own way. And the writer, creator, director, whatever, had stated they would never do a sequel, which is great. My bestie saw Sinners 3 times in the cinema. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was very good. Music was phenomenal. The acting was great. I thought the story was good. I would definitely recommend it. If you have not seen it, you need to see it. But I'm so happy. Ryan Coogler is his name. Said he will never make a sequel. Now, we'll see. We'll see when they start throwing money his way if he's dead serious about that. But I'm happy to hear it. Entirely original. Number 15, I literally just mentioned this a couple ones ago. Saint Maud, 2019. Slowly succumbing, played by a never better Jennifer. Symbol clash of weathering hotter and fearful neediness. The once celebrated dancer seems an unlikely candidate for absolution. Unapologetic hedonist, non-believer, fiend for sins of the flesh, indulging during regular visits from her girlfriend. Demonic visions and splinters of the supernatural collide with a religious ecstasy. Interesting. Okay, so it's got the more religious demons kind of thing. The Others, 2001. I don't think I've heard of this. Dreamy atmosphere out of a hushed candlelit manor. Ghost story, classic ghost story. Okay, all right. Number 13, Nosferatu, 2024. I just saw this. I thought it was phenomenal. It's pretty impressive what they were able to do with a 1922 silent film and kind of redo it. Very interesting. Lily Rose Depp is in it. Nicholas Hoult as well. Willem Dafoe. I mean, it's got some pretty decent actors in here. Aaron Taylor Johnson's in it. Like, it's got names for sure. Fever dream of a movie steeped in disturbing poetry and intoxicating imagery. I would say I agree with all that. Oh, Us. I saw that last year for the first time. 2019. Once upon a time, there was a girl, and the girl had a shadow. Those words spoken in a half-strangulated rasp by Lupita Nyong'o in Jordan Peele's superbly acted Cryptic Creep Show. This movie was freaking terrifying. If you're looking for something to watch right around now for Spooky Week, that movie was plenty spooky. Plenty spooky. And that is not a pencil she's holding there. That is not a pencil. Oh, it's brutal. It is brutal, but it's fun. It is definitely fun. Number 11, The Witch, 2015. I'm trying to think if I've seen this. I've seen quite a few over the last couple of years because I've been trying to like get more into horror films, but I don't think I've seen that one. Number 10, Hereditary, 2018. Domestic Shocker. Interesting. Recently saw Dolls, of those Lupita Nyong'o twin characters, Monster High Dolls, I think, or Brats. Nice. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that movie is freaky. Freaky. Number 9, The Conjuring. Oh gosh. You either like these movies or you don't. And there's quite a few of them. I don't mind them. I don't have any problem with, demonic or religious horror films. I think they're kind of interesting, actually. It kind of brings like a real worldness to it in a weird way. I don't know. Some people like it, some people don't. I kind of like it. And Conjuring is terrifying. I haven't seen the most recent one, though. Number 8, Pan's Labyrinth, 2006. I don't think I've seen that either. I've heard of it. A work of unbridled imagination and breathtaking beauty. Wow. Number 7, The Train to Busan, I think, 2016. Zombies are fast on their feet. Oh, gosh. I hate it when zombies are fast, don't you? Oh, it cranks the terrifying. When they're slow, you feel like, oh, I could just walk faster than them. That's no big deal. But when they're running, like, oh gosh, what was that one with World War Z with Brad Pitt, where they would run? Oh, it was brutal. It just makes it so much more terrifying. Because who knows? Maybe it's a zombie that's really fast, and there's no way you're going to outrun it. My first comment on the Survivor trailer was fast zombies are cheating. Yeah, that's true. That is true. They are cheating. Imagine if it was like Usain Bolt or something as a zombie. There's no chance you would outrun that zombie. Like, no way. You'd be gone before you know it. Number 6, 28 Days Later. That's kind of a classic. 2002. Absolutely. Number 5, The Host, 2006. Long before Parasite bagged Oscars for Best Picture, Director, and Original Screenplay, real-life incident in which an American civilian under contract to the U.S. military ordered the illegal dumping of toxic waste into the Han River near Seoul. Oh, boy. Big creature feature. Sequence in which the giant mutant tadpole emerges from the water to spread panic along the riverbanks is an all-timer. Oh, gosh. Creature features. You either love them or you hate them. Godzilla, Mothra, whatever. Cloverfield, I suppose. You either love those or you don't. And I gotta be honest, I think I'm closer to don't. Sometimes they're okay, but most of the time, they don't do much for me. I'm much more terrified of like psychological thrillers and that kind of thing. Demon possession, whatever. Those things kind of speak to me a little more. The Babadook? What? The Babadook. 2014. What am I saying? Nerve-rattling debut finds psychological complexity and visceral fear in a child's imagination. Fueled by a gothic picture book right out of Edward Gorey and in the 6-year-old boy's fraught relationship with his depressed mother, a widow played in a wrenching whirl of despair, rage, and helplessness. Australian director artfully blurs fantasy and reality in a story that's as much about grief and the dread of parental failure as it is about the malevolent, black-hatted, steampunk-style entity that emerges from the cloth-bound pages of that creepy kidlit. Gruesome assault on the senses with a hand-tooled aesthetic that evokes pre-digital horror. Back to the German expressionists. This sounds terrifying. Oh my gosh. Number 3, Let the Right One In. Desaturated colors, Stockholm's snow-blanketed suburbs. A bullied 12-year-old boy finds companionship when a pale, mysterious girl, who appears to be around his age, moves in next door. While never edging away from innocence, their friendship evolves into love, even as gruesomely murdered bodies mount up, and she is revealed to be an ancient vampire with insatiable bloodlust. Oh boy. Light years away from the surging teen hormones of Twilight, this mortal undead romance is equal parts melancholy, tender, and embracingly scary. Number 2, Get Out. I feel like I don't have to say anything about that. Number 1, Under the Skin. 2013, Scarlett Johansson. Really? Extraterrestrial female in Scotland, preying on lone men who she lures into an inky abyss until the discovery of human... You know what's funny? These are kind of the same. The inky abyss. Where you kind of like fall into yourself or whatever. Of Get Out. Let the Right One In is a remake of a Swedish movie? Oh, okay. Oh, it has the same actress. Interesting. Surprising horror movie facts. All right. Let's see it. Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller, Psycho, was one of the first American films to feature a toilet flushing on screen. At the time, it was considered quite controversial. That's funny. That's funny. I guess it was seemed as crude. The Exorcist, the creepy sound that can be heard while Regan's head was spinning around, was actually created by twisting a leather wallet. Ugh. Jaws, 75. Did you know that the shark in Jaws was nicknamed Bruce by the production team? It's earned its name after Steven Spielberg's lawyer. Oh my gosh. Halloween. Remember the Michael Myers mask? Of course you do. But did you know that the iconic mask worn by Michael Myers actually started out as a Captain Kirk mask from Star Trek? They took the masks and painted them white to achieve the iconic look. Really? That's funny. Huh. The Shining. One of the iconic scenes. Here's Johnny. But did you know that according to Shelley Duvall, the famous scene actually took 3 days to film, and they needed 60 doors to get it right? Oh my gosh. Started off with plywood doors, but with Nicholson having previous experience with an axe, thanks to the volunteer firefighter days, they changed it to real doors, and that's why it looks so good. It took 60 doors to get that scene. That's wild. That is absolutely crazy. Did you know that in the Blair Witch Project, Heather yelling, "What the F is that?" is her genuine reaction to art director dressed in all white, unexpectedly running alongside the actors in the woods. That's funny. The Ring. Oh gosh, I hated this movie. Hated it. Oh, it freaked me out. The big thing in The Ring is, you know, these things come out of you watch a videotape, right? VHS. I know, old school technology. You plug it in the TV and then you watch it, and then this thing crawls out of the TV towards you. And then you die within 7 days of watching it. I literally came home and unplugged the television. I could not deal with it. I saw it in high school and it freaked me out. Many were unsettled by the whole premise of the videotape being deadly, which catapulted The Ring to success. But did you know that when this film went into production, there was no script? That's funny. A script doesn't just tell us the dialogue, it helps us tell the cast and the crew what the atmosphere is like, what the tone is. That's funny. There was no script? How'd they get greenlit for that? How do you get money? How do you get funding? Paranormal Activity, I remember when that came out. It was huge. Horror fans were treated to quality performances and eerie take on things that go bump in the night. It was the highest grossing film with an original budget of $15,000. $15,000 and it made $193 million worldwide. Oh my gosh. $15,000. But did you know that the total budget ended up being $215? Okay. So 15 was the original. Producers spent an extra 50 because Steven Spielberg requested an ending reshoot. Oh, Steven. Mr. Spielberg. The film's sound was reshot, which cost an additional $150,000. That's crazy. How do you do a movie for 15 and then just to reshoot the sound is 150? That doesn't... What? I guess to make the sound better, I suppose. It was a remake of a Japanese movie, so probably got greenlit. Oh, gotcha. They had a feeling it would go well. And it did. It was terrifying. And then I watched it a couple years ago, and I'm like, I guess it was a time, I was in that time, and it felt scarier. Get Out. The first draft for Get Out was written in 2 months by Jordan Peele. It took him years beforehand, just coming up with a fully realized concept. He knew what he wanted, and by the time he sat down to write, he already knew every scene. Wow. Quiet Place. The movie A Quiet Place, which was directed and starred in by John Krasinski. He also played some of the creature. He played the creature using a motion capture suit for the scenes that required close interaction with the human characters. That's kind of interesting. It's a nice way to save a few bucks. Bill Skarsgård, the lead of Pennywise, which I watched a couple nights ago, actually can move his eyes in 2 different directions simultaneously. Well, that is terrifying. This only added to the character's creepy appearance and overall scary feel. Ugh, gosh. Yeah, that was brutal. Did you know the movie was shipped to cinemas using the codename Pound Foolish, the opposite of Pennywise? That's funny. I can only imagine this was to lower the chance of leaks. Interesting. I didn't know they did that. They ship it under a false name so people don't try to leak it, I guess. It's interesting. Babadook. This is the only horror movie to ever make me feel petrified. Really? But a fact I found fascinating is that the eerie pop-up book in the movie was created by a real pop-up book artist. Wow. Dang. The urban legends that inspired the creepiest horror movies. 7 scary movies that play on our biggest fears. Oh boy. Oh no, not The Ring. Oh gosh. That movie freaked me out. Inspired by the Japanese horror film Ringu, itself inspired by the 91 novel, relies on the urban legend of a cursed videotape when watched led to the viewer's death 7 days later. Unless they can solve the mystery, of course. Concept of a cursed video or image leading to doom is linked to several urban legends. One of the most prominent is the slit-mouthed woman, Japanese woman, where a vengeful female spirit appears with a disfigured face and asks potential victims if they find her beautiful. That's terrifying. I literally just got goosebumps while reading that crap. Oh my God. I just got goosebumps from that. Oh, that's terrible. I don't want to read anymore. Oh gosh. Oh, I can't read the next one either, and you're going to know why. I can't say that name multiple times. Oh, no. How am I getting freaked out from an article? This is hilarious. Hug the cat after stream. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Have you ever been at a sleepover and gathered with friends in the bathroom to chant Bloody Mary while staring in the mirror? I can't say I ever have because I've been too terrified to do it. The 92 horror film Candyman is based on the author Clive Barker's short story, The Forbidden, heavily influenced by urban legends, particularly Bloody Mary, of course. In the story, however, the ghost of a hook-handed man appears when someone says his name 5 times in front of a mirror. It's giving Beetlejuice. This obviously directly mirrors the Bloody Mary game, of course, in which a spirit is said to appear when her name is chanted multiple times while looking in a mirror, which I am not, by the way. I am not looking in a mirror. I'm looking at screens. Backstory of the character is that he was a black artist named Daniel Robitaille, who was brutally lynched in the late 19th century for having a romantic relationship with a white woman who was tortured by having his hand cut off and replaced with a hook. Setting of the film further digs into often unfair and racially charged fears. Yeah, it is very terrifying. I don't think I've seen the original 92, but I did see the remake. They did 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I can't remember. Number 3, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Classic. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Based on the 73 novel slasher film, 1997, is inspired by a famous urban legend often referred to as the Hook or the Hook Man. Legend features a hook-handed killer who stalks and attacks young couples, often parked in a secluded Lover's Lane area. Hello. Group of teenagers accidentally hit a man with their car, thinking he's dead, dispose of the body. A year later, they begin receiving threatening messages from someone who says they know what they did last summer. Get it? There you go. That movie was huge when it came out. They promoted the heck out of this thing. I remember it being just literally everything, like Taco Bell, like all the like anything that could promote the movie was promoting that movie. Number 4, Slender Man. Born from a modern urban legend that originated in a digital space, opposed to urban legends that are passed down by stories, of course. Created in 2009 on the online forum Something Awful, quickly took a life of its own. The 2018 movie is a group of teenage girls who summon the Slender Man through an online ritual and then find themselves haunted by him. Taps into fears around dangers of the internet, how myths and memes can spiral into something terrifying. Unfortunately, I think there was if I remember this correctly, there was a teenager who, and I can't remember every detail, but there was a actual news story of a teenager who killed another teenager because of Slender Man and their perceived connection with Slender Man. I can't remember where that was, but I definitely remember it being a thing. It's in the blurb? Oh, yeah. Okay. Tragic real-life twist. This urban legend was also tied to a real-life incident in 2014. 2 12-year-old girls in Wisconsin stabbed a classmate in an attempt to appease Slender Man, believing they would become his proxies. While the film doesn't address the crime, the real-world implications of the legend add a layer of creepiness. Of course. 2 girls, yes. Brutal. I remember hearing about that on the news and just going, what? Good grief. That was my first bit of maybe the internet's not a good thing. I remember seeing that story and just going, there's a lot of positives here, but maybe there's some negatives that we should probably look out for. Number 5, The Mothman Prophecies. Based on a 75 book, inspired by real-life events, urban legends surrounding the mysterious creature known as the Mothman. Humanoid figure with wings flying overhead. 2 young couples reported seeing a man-sized creature with large wings and glowing red eyes who could fly at incredibly high speeds and follow their car as they fled the area. Residents reported sightings. In 67, which connected Point Pleasant to Ohio over the Ohio River, suddenly collapsed, killing 46 people. The collapse was attributed to a structural failure, but many locals believed that the Mothman sightings were an omen predicting the disaster. Number 6, the Slender Man killing. Yeah. There's a Law and Order SVU episode inspired by it. Really? Man. Honestly, I'm not surprised. They'll use any story at this point. Number 6, the Blair Witch Project, which terrified people at the time. Terrified people. Like, I remember the first time I saw this movie, it scared the living daylights out of me. And then somebody revealed what it actually was, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's not as scary as I thought. But it was, the first time seeing it was brutal. 99 movie wasn't based on an urban legend per se, but it used the idea of urban legends and folklore to scare viewers. Filmmakers created and disseminated a fictional urban legend of their own to promote the film. Early internet culture helped to make the fictional legend seem real. Filmmakers created a website that presented the Blair Witch story as genuine folklore, complete with fake news articles, journal entries, missing person reports. Oh my gosh. Blurred the line between reality and fiction. And the whole thing is like found footage, added to the illusion of authenticity. According to these fictional lore, which we see play out in the Blair Witch Project, the Blair Witch is a vengeful spirit tied to the town of Burkittsville, formerly called Blair. The legend spans centuries, began with the story of Ellie Kedward, a woman accused of witchcraft in 1785. Yeah, it was brutal. If you've not seen that movie, I highly recommend you check it out. It does look old, but it's supposed to. It's supposed to look pretty old. Very camcorder of like the late 90s quality, which honestly adds to the creepiness. It really does. Number 7, urban legend. Well, this seems right. 98 horror film Urban Legend illustrates exactly why urban legends are excellent fodder for a scary movie. Set on a college campus, a series of gruesome student murders start happening, and they seem to reflect commonly known urban legends, of course. Among the common, Hookman, of course, a killer hiding in the backseat waiting to strike, call coming from within the house, Bloody Mary myth, pop rocks and soda combo death, flashing headlight gang initiations, kidney heists. It's got pretty much everything. Urban legends will always be passed from generation to generation, and like story tropes, serve as endless inspiration for creators of thrilling content. Terrifying. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've seen the Slender Man movie, and I don't know if I want to see it. I'll be brutally honest with you. It's probably terrifying, and just knowing that real life story happened, unfortunate, makes me not want to check it out. I would say from that list, it's hard to pick against The Ring because that made such an impact on me when I was younger. But I would say Blair Witch Project was the biggest film of urban legend, well, fake urban legend, I guess, of that list. Like, Blair Witch Project was huge when it came out. Everyone was talking about it. It was one of those things like, it was like one of those things of, Avengers Endgame. Like, have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet? And people were just asking constantly. Everyone was talking about it at school and how terrifying it was. And like, it was just everywhere. And it was such a weird concept. Like, the entire film is like found footage. So you're looking at pre-recorded footage, and it just kind of sets up that creepiness. And it's, low quality handy cam, like over the shoulder recordings. And it's just brutal. Brutal. Of course, this is the time of brutality. You're supposed to watch things like this, get a little freaked. I don't know why we find that so intriguing. I guess because we don't really get that fight or flight mentality or feeling very much in everyday life. So it's kind of fun to feel exhilarated and get that adrenaline dump, I suppose. I literally had goosebumps reading that first one about what was it? Oh yeah, it was the ring, the vengeful female spirit. I literally got goosebumps while reading that article. Oh gosh, probably for the best. Yeah, probably. All right, everybody. Looks like that was all. That was all. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Programming note, Thursday will be the stream. Thursday will be the stream for this week. It will be uploaded on YouTube on Friday, so if you watch on YouTube, literally no difference. But it should be an interesting one. Come prepared. I know I will. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. You are cordially invited, of course. If you'd like to request videos of your own, toddreacts.com is how you do it. Check out the merch. New merch. How many times do I say merch? New merch is dropping October 31st. Looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. We'll also be doing a giveaway that weekend. So this upcoming weekend, you'll get to enter into the giveaway, and you have a chance of winning one beautiful new item in the store. Free shipping, all that good stuff. I handle it all. So it'll just be a weekend giveaway. You have the weekend to enter. But join the Discord. I'll see you in there. Stay safe, everybody. Don't live out any horror films. But I'll see you on Thursday and Friday, I guess, if you watch on YouTube. But take care, everybody. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it as always.